Hey kid, you want some spoilers? So, oops. So we had a crash here. So why don't you go over your name again? Who I'm talking to here?
Okay, Ryami.
Rami, and you said it was from
It's
Rygar.
it's it's from Rygar from 1982 when I played
Okay,
in the team. I went to Rygar the Hun, and I pronounce it Ry am I.
Ry am I? Yes, I've been saying it wrong this whole time. We had a whole discussion about 5 minutes before this recording, and my recording program just stopped, so we had to redo
Okay,
it.
it's all good.
Yeah. So some of the things we've touched on already. Just a brief synopsis.
I played
Ryami.
in the I have 2,910 days invested in this game.
Yeah, yeah, he has he's been playing since day one, you said, right?
Yeah, but I
So
quit after because when it first came out, it was horrible.
yeah,
Then I
so
then I
you
quit for well, it came back
1.0. So you were 1.0.
when I first started. Yes.
Oh man. Yeah, that's a big change now. Um
I was
well,
born in 1956. I'm going to be 68 years old this
yep.
month, and I act like I'm 28.
Yeah, he retired 3 years ago. He has a young wife who's a
That's
doctor.
right.
He
Yeah,
outsources
she.
all of his housework.
Yeah, I do. I don't pay for it. I pay people to do my work. I
Yeah.
take my wife to the bar. She can't have any more than two drinks because she falls over drunk, and I have to have help taking her out.
Enjoying the retirement life.
Oh yeah,
Freaking,
yeah,
he spends all of his time doing crafting and gathering. He's multi gillionaire.
yeah. You know what though? I don't care for the hard stuff in this game. I will
Mm,
not do extreme raids and stuff like that. I just
yeah,
won't. I hate it. And like I said, on my house, there's a plaque that says Raider Hater.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think that's pretty much everything to get caught up on the stuff that we lost just a second ago. Just a
Yeah,
shorter version of it.
yeah.
Um, so you've been in the FC longer than me, so you have that. Um, you have like you said 5 alts that you're going through the story with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the main story. I just love the main story. I go through
yeah,
it. I go all the way to the end. Like I go as far as N Walker before the Void stuff came in. After
okay,
that, but
yeah,
I love
yeah,
the stories. I love Heaven's Word more than anything. That just
yeah,
brings a tear to my eye every time I play it.
yeah, and that's kind of where we were leaving off before it crashed on us. But so you put Heaven's Word above Shadowbringers. I was asking
I do.
why you thought so.
I, I do because it's very emotional. Very.
It is very emotional, and I Heaven's Ward is honestly until the 5.3 patches for Shadowbringers, it was my favorite as well. Like I finished the regular like launch Shadowbringers, and I'm like, that's really good. I really enjoy this, but I still think I like Heaven's Ward more. And it was
It's
just
it's
yeah,
a fantastic story.
it is. It's a great story. There's a lot of high points to it. It's really I don't know. It was kind of set in the landscape that I kind of like too. Like it felt very much medieval knights settings, and I love that stuff. So
Yeah,
I'm a sucker for that. It was that's the real high point. That's when the high points for the game really start is Heaven's Ward, and if you've made it through a Realm Reborn, Heaven's Ward is what sells you on the game, and I love Heaven's Ward a lot. Um, so when you do step away from crafting and gathering, what like combat class do you like to play?
Um, I like to play Summoner more than anything
Okay, is it just because of like the
because
rotation or
it's easy for me. I mean, I don't
it's
like to
yeah.
play tank. I don't like to lead. I'm not that good of a healer. When we have these, when I have to heal, I will. But
Mhm.
these are the two most classes I play: is the healer and Summoner.
Okay. Yeah, Summoner is the class I recommend for people that want to try like caster classes without getting too complicated because the new simpler summoner that they have now is really easy for people and it's really beginner friendly.
I am not interested in You know, I was gonna say there.
Yeah.
I want something easy. I don't need nothing hard. I've been through enough hard stuff in my life. I'm good the way it is.
Yeah. I get that. We all have different things we want from the game and honestly like relaxing and just having an easy time is a perfectly valid thing to want, and this is a great game for that. It has a lot of options for you to just relax and zone out and spend your time crafting and, and gathering and maybe watching YouTube or something in a second monitor or whatever you do.
Yeah, well, you know what? This is. I only play 2 games.
Mm.
I get up like 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and I play this to like 10 or 11 or 12,
Mm.
and then I go into ESO online after that
I
for
was starting to
4 or 5
say,
hours.
I thought the other one was Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah,
That is Elder ESO.
I thought so. So,
Yeah,
so what is it about that game? Because I've been curious. Because I know you play it.
it's an awesome game. It
Is it?
really is awesome. It's a lot of fun. It really is. I mean, the crafting here is by far the best, but
Right.
over there it's a different kind of game, and I'm in a guild where we run these world bosses, like Mondays and Tuesdays at a certain
Hmm.
time, and there's so much to do. Like this game, there's so much to do. That game, there's so much to do. You just never get tired of it. I love it.
Okay.
I love both these games. There's nothing else I would play. I mean, I've got stuff queued up. I've got Red Dead Redemption online. I got
Right.
Starfield online.
Uh,
You know what? I looked at it and I just leave it there. I'm just stuck on these 2 games.
hey, you know what? You find something you like, just stick with it. I mean, as long as you can. The
Yeah.
So I don't hear a lot of people talk about ESO, to be honest.
But
So
uh,
that's why I was
you know
asking.
what? When they have a trial period for free, you should give it a shot.
I should.
They
I
do
thought
have
about doing it before, and I think I missed my
trial
chance.
periods. It's a different type. It's a different type of game. The quests are fantastic in
Okay.
that game.
Okay.
So,
Um.
but the
s-
story, there are stories. There are zone stories.
hmm.
There are main stories, but nothing beats the stories of Final Fantasy 14.
Okay. Yeah, because that was gonna be my next question. I'm like, are they on the same level as what we get here, or are they kind of just like they're there and that's kind
They're
of it?
but they're okay. They're fun, but nothing like this.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing involved. You've got 100 quests to finish a expansion. A main story quest. There's a lot of quests you got to do before you finish an expansion.
There are, yeah, there are a lot of quests. And honestly, if you're into the story, those quests are great. If
Yeah,
you aren't and you try to skip it all, you're gonna think this is the worst game. Like,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
yeah, yeah. I've been doing this for so long because I played for about 10 years off and on, and I played really seriously for the past like 4.5 or however long I've been in this FC. And the first time I tried to do it like every other MMO I played and skip the story because the story always sucked in those games, and I had a terrible time. And I've gotten so used to people coming and going that like when someone joins and they're like, I don't really care about story, or like I'm just gonna skip all this stuff. I'm like, you're gonna be gone in like 4 months. Like just internally, I'm like, I could be wrong, but you're probably not gonna stick around because this isn't gonna be your game. And I've been right like 99% of the time. So
It's kind of crazy because in ESO I got like 5 alts over there too. I've been
uh,
playing that a long time.
it's a good thing you have all this time now.
Oh, I do. When I'm not playing, I smoke a lot of weed, drink a lot of vodka.
You are living the life that a lot of people out there are wishing that they could live right now, I think.
No, you know
Uh,
what? I have no complaints.
what line of business did you retire from? What was it
Oh
that
my
you
God, I
did?
worked. I worked for a defense contractor. I worked in a print shop that served over 11,000 people, and I worked there for 42 years, and I stayed in the same department for 42 years. Who the fuck
Oh,
does that?
holy shit. How did you not go insane?
You know what? The job was cake.
Okay, I
The
mean that would
last
be a
the, la-
trade-off.
the last 2 years of my job,
Uh,
in the afternoon I had to go to another part of the company and sit there and do nothing. So what did I do? I bought my laptop and I played Final Fantasy 14 every day for 4 hours for 2 years. I told my
I
boss, "You need to lay me off because I feel like I'm stealing," and he wouldn't lay me off, so I just retired.
I do remember you working or logging on during some work days. I do recall you saying that at some points.
Yes, every day.
Yeah, because you'd always be on like super early in the morning. So I used to. It was sort of a running inside joke where because I had a late night job at the time, and it was basically like if I saw you log in, I knew I stayed up too late.
Yeah.
Because-
You've mentioned that a couple times.
yeah. Because it'd be like 8 a.m. my time. You'd log in, or like 7 a.m., and I'd be like, oh shit, I'm still up from the night before. I should probably sleep.
It's the first thing I do. I get up 3, 4 in the morning. I log on.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'd see you early morning, and I'd be like, oh, hey. And then we talk for a little bit, and I'd be like, I need to sleep now. Like, thanks for
Yes.
reminding me.
Yeah. You like
uh,
this house?
yeah. Yeah. So I was
Yeah,
about
I
to bring
mean,
up the house.
your wonderful wife decorated this house, and I haven't touched it. I think it's a beautiful job that she did.
She'll appreciate that. I'll make sure she watches the video so she can hear that. She loves compliments on her decorating.
Oh, this is yeah, it's fantastic. And you know what? I didn't have to do it. I
That's
just
true.
paid her to do it. Here, here, here.
It combines two of the things that she loves the most, money and decorating. So so it was a win-win.
Yeah, I heard her. She sounds like a very nice woman.
She is a nice lady, yeah. She loves decorating. She loves being able to do creative artistic shit. I can't do that. I'm I'm very bad at art. I don't have an artistic side, so she makes up for my shortcomings as far as that
There it is.
goes.
Yeah.
So yeah, is this like your favorite spot to hang out in the game then? You just like sit
Yeah, well,
inside
you
the
know what?
house?
I got to log on to this character every once in a while so I don't lose my house, and I'd like to
Yeah.
garden a little bit, and grow
Yeah.
some onions.
Yeah. Back to the money. Always back to the money making.
Yeah, I don't care. I've got so much gil, I don't know what to do with it all.
Right. Yeah, I started to say you're probably the richest FC member if I had to guess. I don't know
Remember,
that, but
remember the time I was hacked?
yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
bring that up. So for the people that are kind of new, Ryami had an issue one time where he got hacked because I think they sent you that private message about voting
Yes.
on like a
Yeah, don't
change for the game.
ever respond to those pink
No,
messages.
no, no cybersecurity training right there. Don't ever respond to those messages. They look. I will say that the ones that they send is like fill out my survey for this change that's coming in the game. They look more legitimate because they have a Square Enix address, but it's like SquareEnix.de for like Denmark or something. And so that's the one that got you. And at the time, officers had permission to withdraw money from the FC chest, and
That's right.
so they logged on. They took all your money. They took all the FC chest money, and then I logged in that day, and I'm like, huh, all the money's gone. I'm like, oh well, Ryami was probably
I
hacked because it
paid
said you took
I
it.
paid every bit of it back.
You did, yeah. So I wasn't really concerned, honestly. I had at the time I had enough money to cover everything that was lost and then some. I think I was sitting on like 65 or 70 million. And
I felt so bad. I
I know
felt
you
so
did.
bad.
I know you did, but I never had any doubt that you'd be able to make it back. I mean, that's all that you did when you logged into the game was make money.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a matter of like if, it was just a matter of when. So that's why I wasn't ever freaked out about it. But I appreciate you doing that. It's come up in a different interview, I think, with Shun. I think it was. That I'm like, yeah, you paid it all back, so it's all good. I did, thankfully, at that point, I did actually take away the ability to remove like money from the FC chests from anybody except for me, and it's actually a good thing that I did
Yeah.
because then Shun's character got hacked.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, his character got hacked one time. I saw Commander Aimrake or Lord Aimrake log in, not say anything, and log out. And I'm like, huh. And so I messaged Shun. I'm like, hey, was this you? And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh.
Oh boy,
So yeah, if I hadn't done that, it would have happened twice. So
he's a character.
oh, Shun, yeah, no, he
He's a character.
he's something else. Yeah, you never know what he's gonna say or do.
Nope.
It's his
And I
Australian
sit
upbringing.
back and I just kick back and listen. I read everything, and I don't, like I said, I don't get involved very much in the free company things. I never get involved in the events. Sorry
Yeah,
to your wife. I'm just
yeah,
not interested in doing that.
that's okay. They're not for everybody. And lately, we've been trying to do more of them outside the game because I know a lot of people are taking like breaks from the game during like the slow period. But honestly, activity for that kind of stuff's been kind of low anyway. I think people are just sort of doing other stuff until we get Dawn Trail, which is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I know you're there like all the time. I know you're paying attention. Uh,
Oh yeah. I'm paying attention.
I know you're
Somebody needs me,
watching
I'll answer.
antics.
But you've got to figure that half these people are in their 20s and 30s. Here I
Yeah,
am sitting at 68 coming up.
Yeah.
And I'm just playing video games, smoking weed, drinking vodka. Who doesn't? Let me tell you something, folks. There is hope for you when you get to my age.
Yelling at the Padres.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You mother MF.
Yeah, yeah. I misspoke in one of the other interviews. I told somebody that you were interested in like football, and I got confused, and I forgot it was baseball that you were watching. It was the
They're both of
Padres.
them. I'm a big sports fan.
Okay, well there you go.
I gamble on sports too.
That
You
explains all the
can't.
cursing towards the Padres.
You can't. Yes, exactly. You can't gamble sports in California,
Yeah.
but you it's an offshore book.
Ah,
So,
little tip. Ryami's gonna make money in every facet of life.
well, I try.
Well, trying to. Yeah. Judging
All I
by the
do is,
amount of cussing going on at the Padres, maybe not going so well some
oh yeah, they
days.
they suck.
You just bet against them.
Yes, I trust me, I have.
Man. I think this was part that was lost too. But yeah, you talking about you said you're gonna be 68.
68 in a couple
Okay.
weeks.
Okay.
Crazy, huh?
Because when I talked to Ashton earlier, I think he thought that he was probably the oldest one, but I didn't ask his age, so he can watch this and you guys can make that determination. I don't know.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter.
He'd be he'd be the only one that might give you some competition on that front, maybe. I don't know. He talked about playing Ultima Online when it was brand new. It was like an MMO, so that was
Did it.
early. Yeah.
Did it. Did
Yeah.
it. Did it all.
Yeah.
Did the Legend of Zelda, the
Right.
Adventures of Link, Final
Right.
Fantasy 2, 3, 4, all
Mm.
back then.
Yeah. I mean, I've done those, so you didn't have to be, in your 60s to do that because I'm 36. But yeah, the other stuff, like, I didn't have a good enough internet connection for, like, Ultima Online back in the day. Like, I didn't even know that existed. I got my first computer in, like, 99, like, right before Y2K. So, and we had dial up. So,
Yeah, we did. We did. Oh my God. I had I think a 385. I don't remember. 385, 365. I don't know what they called back then. Pentium
right,
3 something.
right.
385, I think it was. It cost me $1,500 back then for that
Holy
computer.
shit.
It had like maybe 2 megabytes of space on it, and it was like all the space in the world.
Christ. What the hell?
That's right.
Man, I thought that I took a trip like back into the past. So way back in like high school for me, I worked with the technology director for the school. We had like a supervised business experience thing that I signed up for. That one person got to study under the guy, and so I was the guy. And he had me scrounge up. He had a box of hard drives and like an open computer. He's like, "Hey, hook all these up. I need to find a working version of Windows 3.1." And I'm
Oh
like,
boy.
"Okay."
Oh boy. That is ancient stuff.
Yeah, that's as far back as I went with my technology experience, and I didn't find a working version. I found two versions that were corrupted, and so I don't know what he needed it for, but he didn't get it. So
This computer I'm using now is the second computer that I built. I built 2 computers so
uh,
far for playing, just for gaming.
yeah, yeah,
So
it's way better when
YouTube
you
is
can
your
build them. Honestly,
YouTube is your friend.
it is. Yeah. I don't know if you knew, but Mimi, one of the other officers in the FC, she recently built her own computer for the first time and studied entirely through YouTube as well ahead of time. And
Maybe something else. She comes on, takes care of the actions, and see ya.
yeah, Mimi does her own thing a lot of time. Yeah, she takes care of the actions. She's always on top of that. She takes care of. I implemented the rule for like new member status, where if they're offline for like a year, then we can remove people that are new member only, and she takes care of that. And then otherwise, you don't really hear from her unless there's like a problem. And
Yeah.
so yeah, she just silently takes care of business. But yeah, she was trying to get one of those pre-built ones, and the one that she was looking at was more expensive and had like worse parts. And so we finally convinced her, like, you can just build a computer for cheaper, and it's not really
Yeah.
that hard.
No, it's not. Did
You
you ever
think it
do an
is?
interview with her?
I'm going to,
Good.
but
I'm curious to hear that one.
she's like hesitant because she's got an accent.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
If I
yeah.
could do it at my age, she could do it with her accent.
I told her it doesn't matter. I told her nobody's gonna judge her, and I can still like I've talked to her before. I can understand her, so it's not a big deal. But she's just hesitant because she doesn't want the accent to be too thick and people to have a hard time to understand her. But I think she's still gonna do it. So it'll be one of them in the future here.
I could turn on my Jersey accent. Forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it. Yeah. Nah. It'll happen. It's just a matter of time. I think she's working up the energy to do it one day.
So I live in the best place in the world, which is
Yeah.
San Diego, California, which is the
Mm.
best weather in the world as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. Okay.
I
I've
just have
only been on like a layover for a flight that I took to Vegas, so haven't experienced it myself.
it's a quick flight from here to Vegas. I
It
just drove
was
it a couple weeks ago. It's 5.5 hour drive.
the flight part of it wasn't bad, no, but the weird part is, and I know this is just like flight patterns or whatever. Like I'm in Missouri, so they flew from Missouri all the way to California and then turned around and went to Vegas.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm like, all
Ridiculous.
right, uh, but yeah. So the weather is good down there, huh?
Oh, beautiful. It's about seven. If you want to average about 70 all year round, we'll take it.
Really?
Yeah, but it does get hot. Trust me. There's days in the summer that it does get hot, but I have to put my air conditioning on.
Gotcha. It's not too bad over here right now. I think it's about 77 or so outside, but it's
That's
humid.
pretty good. But the humidity will kill you.
Yeah. Humidity really gets you here. It's always humid. There's lots of bugs, and my wife hates the bugs. We live in the woods, and she hates bugs, so she freaks out. I occasionally hear random screams at like the other end of the house, and I have to come running thinking she's dying. And she's like, "There's a bug," and I'm like, "Oh."
Mm.
Uh, so yeah, I always thought that California would get like super hot. Does not get to like over 100 degrees over there
Occasionally.
occasionally.
Only when the Santa Anas come in.
Okay.
You know what a Santa Ana is?
No.
The winds that come off the desert and come through.
Ah, okay. That makes
And when I
sense.
call I call them Santa Ana Claus.
Do you so like with Missouri it's tornadoes and stuff like that. That's what we have to worry
That's
about. And then you guys
earthquake.
have earthquakes. Is have you
Yep.
had like a bad one since you've been there? Or?
In the '80s, I felt quite a few that put the fear of God into you.
Right.
But
Right.
that's it. Nothing really, just little shakers occasionally. Nothing to write
Okay.
home about. Watch, we have a major earthquake now. With that.
I'm gonna curse you. I can't upload this then. I'll have pitchforks coming after me, all the Californians. Um no, honestly, like a lot of California sounds nice. Rio also, lives in Cali, and a lot of the stuff, just because he talks about his job and stuff that and how many things that you guys get as far as benefits that I don't get here. And like he was on unemployment for almost 2 years, I think it was,
Hmm.
trying to find a job, and I'm like, my unemployment would have ended at like 5 months. Like I would
Yeah,
have been homeless.
they extended here.
Yeah.
I don't. I've never been one day unemployed.
Yeah, I know you worked at that single job for 40 plus years. I have not been that lucky. I've switched a lot of jobs, and some of them willingly and like one of them not, but ended up being for the best. But yeah, on average unemployment over here lasts like 6 months, and then that's it. Then you're kind of off on your own. So it's like good luck. But yeah, so what what else should anybody know about you that hasn't really had a chance to talk? Because you don't always talk that much in FC chat, like you were saying.
Ah, there's really nothing. I've been married for 12 years. This is my second wife. Swore I would never do it again, but
Hmm.
you know, I don't know. It just happened. I just didn't have any clue. I wasn't interested.
Yeah.
I was married to my first wife for 22 years. You
Right.
know the funny thing about it? We're all friends. She comes to all the family functions. My first wife, she comes to Christmas, all the stuff.
Hmm.
Because she's the mother of my son, who's 30 years old.
So he's around my age.
Yeah, what a piece of work he is. Tell you what, I want a grandson, and I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. He's too busy playing the field.
Oh, I get you. I get you. All right.
So,
Gotta get him to settle down.
well, he's like his old man. I didn't get married. I didn't have him till I was 38 years old.
Oh, all right.
So
So yeah, getting a late start. Okay, so you set the example. So this is really your fault, honestly.
this is my fault, but he kept me young after all of these years.
But yeah, I mean, so a little bit about me on my side. So, um, my job now is I do sales, and I do sales over the phone, like incoming calls for a storage company.
Mhm.
And honestly, like the number of people that I talk to that are going through a divorce and that's why they need storage because they're like moving out of their place is really high. And the amount of people that like talk about it but they're not upset and it's just something that sort of happened and they're still friends or whatever is also abnormally high compared to what I thought it would be. So
Yeah, it
that's
is.
cool.
It
Yeah.
is cool. There's no reason to hold a grudge. I mean, I thought the grass was greener on the other side. My mistake.
Hmm.
But things worked out for the best.
Yeah,
So
sometimes they do.
I
Um,
was 50. I was 50 years old when I got divorced. So
right. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's never too late. I know plenty of people that are like that that got divorced late in life and then never thought they'd do it again, and then they end up falling into it. It's just something that happens. Life happens to you, and you just sort of react to it. So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
can't control everything.
yeah.
Um, but yeah. So I guess well, I guess one more question actually I can think of here. I know you mostly do crafting and gathering, so I may know what the answer is going to be, but what are you proudest about in this game that you've accomplished over all the years that you played it?
Going through the MSQ about 4 or 5 times. You
Okay.
tried that, every one of them. Try doing that 4 or 5 times, going through every story.
I yeah, I don't think that I could. I love the story. I've watched other people play through it online a lot. That's my like emotional vampirism, I guess. I'm an
Mhm.
emotional vampire watching other people react to the big story moments. Um, it's like living it firsthand again and going through all the motions.
Mhm.
But no, that is a lot of times. That's a long story. This several hundred hours.
I don't think I'll make this one before the next expansion, though, because when the next expansion drops, I'm coming back on this character because he's caught up.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you on that one. Oh yeah, actually bringing that up, did you run the benchmark for Dawn Trail?
I don't think I need to.
Yeah. I don't
No, I
think
don't
it's
think I.
a matter of like actually testing the equipment. It's just watching like what happens in the benchmark because there's like a previews of what some of the skills look like and stuff like that.
Oh, maybe I'll give it a shot and look at
Yeah.
it.
It also shows you the new lighting, so that's just kind of cool to look at to see what the new lighting effects and what your character looks like in the updated system.
Yeah,
But as far as Dawntrail goes, like, are you just excited for more MSQ out of it?
I am.
Okay.
I am. Yes, I am. And the crafting. Yes, I am.
Do you rush to the new like expert crafts? Is that like the first thing that you try to
I do
do
not
after
rush the
story?
expert crafts. Nope. I do
No.
not, do not, do not, do not. I rush to gather because that's where the money making is.
Okay, for the people that are
When
doing the
they,
expert crafts.
yeah, when the expansion drops, when you start gathering,
Hmm.
that's where the money is.
Okay. Okay. So Ryami's hot guilt tip for the day is level your gatherers, be up to eye level on day one, and then know
Go
what's going to
try to
be in
find the
demand.
nodes.
Yeah, go try to find nodes. Go find what's in demand and get.
Because everything goes up for an expansion.
Yes,
Everything.
yes. That those first like day or two for like the top level gear, that stuff is like 10 million gil sometimes or more.
Yeah.
And if it's the crafting stuff, you might be looking at like 20 million gil for a chess piece. You know,
Yeah,
it's
I don't
insane.
rush to that. I don't rush to that. I'll make my own set, and then if I want to make an extra set to sell, I will. I mean, I'm really not into really making super amounts of money anymore. I just got enough of it. So
Yeah, yeah. I want to go ahead and ask this then, since you brought up a few times. What is your gil count sitting at now?
probably on all my characters about 200 million.
About 200 million. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not bad. That's not bad
No,
at all.
I had other characters on other servers that I gave up millions of Gil and deleted the characters.
Yeah. Yeah, you were the one that was sending me. You sent me a few like Gil videos over the course of us knowing each other. I think from like Ash 10 or something. Wasn't that the person you were looking at,
Can't remember.
or I can't
I can't
remember.
remember. Yeah. Well, the weed I smoke, my mind's not as it used to be.
That's all right. I remember you sent me a couple of Gil making videos at one point. One of them was about like the what was it, the biscuit turn-ins and Shadowbringers before they patched that for like the leave quest or something. But yeah, yeah, there's definitely ways to make money out there, and
Yeah.
if you ever need any tips, just ask him because he's got all the
Yeah, if
money.
you ever need something crafted, I'll do it for you too.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't even
that's
charge.
true.
I don't even charge you for it. As long as you got the mats, I'll do it for you.
Yeah, yeah, that's and he can do it. And that's his whole lifestyle right here. So
The expert crafting is a bitch, though.
yeah, no, I've not
It is
even
a
tried that.
bitch, but I do it, and it's hard, but I do it, and you've got to have the top-notch gear, and you have to have the materia maxed out on all of them. So to do
Yeah,
that,
you have to do that, and then you have to know the actual rotation. Because for anybody that hasn't crafted, there is a rotation, and there is a way
yes,
to do it wrong.
yes, there is, absolutely.
It's in fact very easy to do it wrong. Uh, I mean that's pretty much it. Any final words for our viewers here?
I think I said this before, but I'll say it again. There is hope for you when you get to my age.
There you go. There you go. Wise words from possibly our oldest FC member. We won't know for sure.